Hello, everybody, and welcome to our con report from day 3 of London Comic Con. The first 2 days being covered in a single video, which is already up on our YouTube channel. This was the Sunday, and the shortest... No, we didn't do much on Friday. Not the shortest day for us, but...
yeah, Friday we did almost nothing.
Con wrapped up at 4 o'clock, so we had lots of time to do an escape room and have dinner. But the point is, we went to London Comic Con and we did some things.
Cool.
Nice whether we did things or not.
Okay, so this year we did a couple of interesting things that, like G and I in particular did some interesting things that will be going up later. You'll get to see a short little interview with Christian Potenza, voice of Jude from 16 and other shows that I never remember when he brings them up. I know it's like Total Drama Island.
Yeah.
I don't remember that it's Chris something. Okay, I kind of remember.
Chris is fine.
Yeah, and sidekicks and whatnot. We did a quick little interview with Steph
From Voices.com.
From Voices.com with some voiceover from Julia.
Yeah, who was also just
from Voices.com.
From Voices.com. Interview with Nick of the Canadian Dalek Empire.
We did.
We got a little tour of a Dalek.
Yeah.
And found out his name was Nick at the end. We were like,
we did the intros at the end.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, keep things exciting.
Yep. That was you'll be seeing those hopefully later this week. Other than that, I didn't get up to too much.
Well, we attended the.
We did 2 panels.
Well, that's right. We did go to 2 panels. Look, it was a short day. I forgot a lot.
One was the one with Christian and Toby and Voices.com. Just about like being a voice actor.
It was a great one. They got into a lot of nitty gritty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially specific things like don't drink milk before you record.
I'd heard that before, but that was like in a play in high school, and I don't even know if it holds up. But yeah. No, or like, what was the marshmallow trick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, if your voice gets all rough and scratchy and like worn out because you've been yelling or whatever, have 3 huge marshmallows.
No, you sit it in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you let it like you chew it and then you let it dissolve and slowly. Like, go down your throat. I feel like you just buy cough drops and accomplish the same thing, but
Christian's miracle cures 3 marshmallows.
Yeah.
That was a very entertaining panel.
Yeah. It was fun.
Before that, there was a panel on. It was about the changes in comics.
Cultural impact of comics over the years, and it was super interesting, but it was hard to hear it because of the way the venue's set up.
Yeah, it was really. Oh, he wasn't much louder than the ambient noise that we could hear. Everything was just sectioned off with curtains, so every room was open. So you could hear all the hubbub from all the rest of the con. And the speakers they had in that room were sound on the floor.
Yeah.
They got them up a little bit. It might have been easier to hear. But what I did hear was fascinating. He talked about Mouse.
I need to read Mouse.
Yeah. It sounds like...
It's on my to-do list.
Sounds like a touchstone in modern comics.
I didn't realize how old Mouse was. Yeah. I thought it was something from like the late 90s, early 2000s, but it's from the 70s.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was surprising. I just didn't know that.
It was a professor from Western who was putting that on. Who said he has courses on about comics.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a bit sad that the only thing I remember from that was him talking about his students complaining about having to read comics.
Yeah. You're talking about getting them used to like different page layouts in comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because one of them was a grid with like 16 panels.
Yeah.
It was a Grant Miller.
Frank Miller?
Frank Miller, yeah.
The Dark Knight, right? Dark Knight
I
Rises.
believe it was.
Yeah, it was like a little...
It was a bunch of panels where it's like somebody's flipping through TV channels, and I guess that was really novel at the time. Somebody's like, oh, it's really hard to read because of that.
Yeah.
But like now, I'm pretty sure we'll read just like comics are... Very, like, there can be very non-linear comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like panels scattered all over the place.
Back in like the 30s and 40s, it was like, here's your page of panels, and and you just fill it. But then people have gone... I think the trick, this is unrelated to the panel, but I feel like artists talked about a trick that they used was they put a whole big picture on 2 pages and then they still get paid the same amount.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And I learned about. I didn't know anything about Mouse except like it was like the Nazis, but the Nazis were cats
And the Jews
they're
are
on
mice.
mice. Yeah, but
I mean, I think that's like the main takeaway about Mouse. But
yeah. I realized like that it was important to the development of comics.
yes,
Yeah.
he did talk a lot about like the Comics Code and the Comics Code being repealed, or the Comics Authority, and that was interesting.
Also talking about, what was it, like ground level comics and above ground and underground,
Yeah.
which have all like are less of a thing now, and now we just kind of have
Graphic novels.
paved the way for graphic novels.
Yeah.
As just like, this is just a form of art. It's existed for hundreds of years, but now it's not about those distinctions. It's about just, this is just a thing now, guys.
Yeah. Although interestingly, and it's probably just not within his scope of particular expertise or discussion, but he didn't talk about webcomics, which would have been an interesting, like, where does that niche fit in and what does that mean?
That could be like an academia thing too, just being delayed, because like webcomics are very recent, like in the last 20
Within
years.
the scope of...
Well, it seemed like he didn't talk about comic strips at all. He was just talking about like superhero comics, basically.
Yeah, but
but he talked about Mouse and he talked about graphic novels.
Right.
And...
But he didn't talk about like Peanuts or Andy Cap or anything like
No.
that. Which I feel like webcomics fit there.
It depends on the webcomic.
Yeah.
Dr. McNinja.
Yeah.
Homestuck.
Oh my.
Like,
Okay, that is like an interesting like transmedia thing, because it covers like the page and then HTML, and there's like Flash interaction and music. It's like it's all over the place.
Homestuck is a crazy thing. You guys
You can't call it anything other than a thing.
you should talk about Homestuck as one of your...
Oh.
Coming
in the future, we're going to talk about Homestuck. And it's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
At Forest City, you guys should talk to some Homestuck cosplayers, because there will be some, because there always are.
There was a Homestuck cosplayer sitting on one of the panels over the weekend.
Oh, really?
I actually, it might have even been yesterday with Christian and Toby doing the fan fiction. There was somebody was the Seeker of Wind or whatever. I don't remember the characters. It's been forever. I stopped reading it because it got very labor intensive to read.
Like, I know how to identify a Homestuck cosplayer, and that's like about it.
Yeah.
Well, usually they're the trolls. When they're not, you can also usually identify them by like the Gemini, the horoscope symbol.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty much the
Point is, by these tangential discussions, that's most of what we did today at London Comic-Con.
I spent money.
Yeah, you spent money.
That's about all
I almost spent money.
Not pictured.
Money.
What everyone spent money on.
Yeah. So overall, I guess first question for everybody: would you go back to you? This is your second time for each of you.
Yes.
Would you go back to London Comic-Con next year?
Only if I live in London. Like, if we're still living in London a year from now, then
It's nice and handy, you know.
But I don't think I'd travel for it. Sorry.
Fair.
I would travel for Forest City, but I don't think I'd travel for this.
It's nice to see that they're expanding their programming. They have a screening room and a panel room now, when it was both with the same room last year. So that's good to see.
And they had the wrestling this year.
The wrestling was really cool. Should have gotten to see a little more of that, but I wanted to do a variety of things rather than just sit in the wrestling all the time. But I'd have to see who was coming, and it's dependent on what would be happening, who would be there, and what would be happening.
Right? I wish, and they probably have some sort of contract with the Western Fair, but like, this has the potential. I feel like it's being hamstrung a little bit by the venue. The venue makes it feel not sterile. Like, sterile's not the right... It makes it feel industrial.
I would have said generic, but yeah.
Generic's a good way of putting it, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's basically like, hey, this is a hall. We can fill it with anything, and we have filled it with stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's where, in 2 months, like, the craft show is going to be.
Yeah.
Like...
I would come back if the venue changed. Or... No, that's pretty much... I would probably come back if the venue changed. Like, I definitely enjoyed my time at London Comic-Con, and it would be more enjoyable if it was at a location that was more conducive to the kind of stuff. Like, you want to keep the vendors all in that large hall, by all means.
That's great.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But you want a main stage or panel rooms or whatever, those should definitely be a bit more cordoned off.
In separate rooms.
Yeah. I I guess the second question that I have for everyone is, I think we did this with some of the other cons too. Like, what would you give it as like a 5-star rating?
$2.5 to 3.
Yeah, same with me.
Okay, I'm not gonna buck the trend here.
Okay. I was going to say, oh, I'm not going to rate it. I'm like, yeah, you are.
Oh no, no. Okay, I'm
Like, I'd say the high points were 3s and the low points were 2 to 2.5.
Yeah.
I would give it a 2. It's just like, if the sound wasn't a problem, if the venue was a little bit nicer, then I probably would have given it a 3, because then at least some of the things that I'd attended would have been good. Or if there was just more variety of programming, or just more programming.
And that's the thing, like, I don't think I went to any bad programming. Any programming
all the
I
programming
went
was
to
good.
was good.
There just wasn't that much of it.
There's not enough of it, and then there's, like, those audio issues.
Well, because, like, you look at the panel schedule, and it's not like there's panels at every hour. It's just like, here's one, 2 hours later, here's another one.
Yeah.
They
didn't have a full schedule for the panel room.
Yeah.
It probably... Again, this might be like scheduling issues with the Western Fair and what the Western Fair lets them do. It's probably a 2-day panel, and I know we said this last year too. It's probably a 2-day panel, 2-day con that they've put into 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't do that much today, and we didn't do that much on Friday either. So it might feel a little fuller or a little more fleshed out over 2 days.
Yeah. Not that we didn't have fun. I had fun. Everything we did, like all the events we went to, were great. And we had a good time learning how to interview people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you should definitely look forward to.
Yep. Coming up on the channel. But it seems like this was a lot better than last year's, I thought.
I think so.
I enjoyed this more than I did last year's.
Maybe go next year.
But like if they keep, seeing what's working, what's not, and working on it, then I'd be more inclined to go back again.
I agree.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for watching. And tune in next time. There actually is a next time. Like a defined next time.
Forest City Comic Con, November 5th and 6th.
So 5 weeks? 4 weeks?
We're not doing one for Unplugged?
Oh yeah, you guys are
Unplugged.
doing one for Unplugged. I might be there. I might not.
See you at Unplugged, which is in a matter of weeks.
October 15th, 16th.
2 weeks?
In Toronto.
Oh wow, is it? 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Okay, anyway. See you guys soon.
We're going to go look at a calendar.
We're going to look at a calendar.
3 weeks, yeah.
Bye everybody.
Goodbye.